Hi, I'm Bob Sandidge, and welcome to Power of Voice. This is a subject that's really dear to me, as I've worked professionally with my voice since I was 15 years old when I started working at radio. Over the years, I've worked in a lot of different scenarios, having run my own media production company. I've also directed a lot of scripts. I worked with some of the best voices in the industry and directed them and put together programs using them. So I've paid attention a lot to how voice works, how it really affects people, and how it makes for change. I've worked in mental health for a number of years. So I've worked in counseling situations, and we've done a lot of public speaking. So I've paid attention to how to most effectively use our voice to accomplish the outcomes that we're after, and the shifts in thinking, beliefs, and behaviors that we're looking for as we move through our lives. And we're all doing that, whether we're doing it in a professional way or a personal way. Our voices influence so much of our lives. And yet, I don't know how many people here, unless you're a singer or an actor, have had actually any voice training. Not much. I don't really see that as being a core part of most people's curriculum, and yet voice has a lot to do with how successful we are in navigating our way through life, both on a personal level and on a professional level. Because let's face it, everything we do all day long has to do with conversation and using our voice, whether in person, on the phone. And we get so much back from what we put out. People understand us deeply or not, depending on how effectively we are using our voice. Because the research shows that fully 38% of the impact of our communication has to do with voice, and not just what we're saying. The actual content is even not that much, but the way we're using our voice. The analogues, what are called the analogues of our voice, and that's the tempo and the pitch and the syntax and the whole way that we're using the qualities of voice to communicate. And that's because our voice is a very emotional connector. It's the way that we understand the emotional state of another person. And we're broadcasting our own emotional state through our voice, whether we think we are or not. Think about it. How long does it take when you call your family member to know on the phone what your attitude or mood is? As soon as you say hello, somebody says, "What's wrong?" Well, how do you know? From one word, they can tell that something is wrong or something is right, or you're happy or sad or so forth. So our voice is really sort of transparent. It carries our inner state. And unless we're aware of what our inner state is and have an intentionality about it, we may be broadcasting something that is not particularly useful in any given situation. For instance, when we're working in an environment where we're helping other people and giving other people instructions, and people who may have some challenges with their communication skills, for us to really understand that the emotional aspects of our voice may be more important than any of the other aspects. And by that I mean it may be way more important than the content, which may not be making a lot of sense to someone. But people do get sense out of how we sound and how we're delivering. The friendliness and warmth of our tone, the urgency of our tone, the openness, the acceptance of our tone. It has a lot to do with how people are going to react to us and connect up with us.